Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with the overall price action within the market. So overall, I've been updating the Patreon. We haven't really seen too much price action movement in the market as of recently. I did outline my thought process on what I believe is going to be happening over the course of the next couple days. The big date to look forward to, and I usually don't like to put dates out there, but it's Friday because it's the monthly candle close. We should be seeing some type of price action by that point and have confirmation of either one, Bitcoin breaking above 32K, possibly having a close above it, which would be very significant, or a breakdown, which is like around 27 to 28K on Bitcoin. But with how high Bitcoin dominance has been, all coins will definitely get slapped around a little bit. But nonetheless, as we do look at Bitcoin today, sitting at almost $600 billion market cap, 589. Love to see it, 589 billion. Comment down below, 589. You guys already know the deal. As we do look at XRP, not much has changed overall. We started to kind of go a little bit sideways. The biggest problem that I do see with XRP so far is if we go back to the monthly, we are creating these higher lows. So what I would like to see is a higher high being created here on XRP to show a lot of strength and have that confirmed breakout above 56 cents. Until we get above 56 cents, I'm really not that bullish on the price action so far this year. A lot of people are looking at the triple top on XRP saying, hey, now XRP is going to go back down to about like roughly 30 to 40 cents, and which that is a possibility. We have to wait and see, right? Now, I would personally love to see a retest at around roughly 36 cents to about 40 cents. It would be great, especially for a buy opportunity for the long term. And again, like I know that you can be greedy on the upside and on the low side, right? For the most part, we should already have our bags packed significantly. We're still up about 32% year to date. But hey, I can't argue with having a much larger bag because no matter how much you hold in this market, it's never enough. But nonetheless, one thing that I've been noticing around this market, and one reason why I do expect a little bit lower price action, is simply because of the ETFs. So everyone has been so bullish on these Bitcoin ETFs recently. And I want you guys to understand that, we've seen news like this from the big guys. And when I say the big guys, I mean the ones that are controlling a lot of the market. These are individuals that have been manipulating these markets forever. They're the ones that are in control of stock markets, you name it. Everyone looks at these big banks and these big giants like BlackRock, for example, and they think that it's so bullish when they're jumping into crypto. Usually when the news headline articles are talking about it, guess what? They've been in it for a while. Just now, the news articles are going live. They utilize these news articles as manipulation for the markets, and they also utilize it to manipulate the retail sector into buying their bags that they're selling into. Now, of course, is this time different? We have to wait and see. Like I said, Friday is most likely when we do get confirmation of this. Again, it could happen at any moment in terms of Bitcoin breaking out. By the time that this video goes live, price action probably already did change because I'm recording this a little bit earlier on in the day. But as we do see here, breaking, Hong Kong's largest bank, HSBC, will offer Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs to customers. Crypto is breaking barriers and going mainstream faster than ever. And although, we are seeing a ton of these Bitcoin ETFs, and we're seeing Hong Kong being very bullish, which, by the way, I love to see Hong Kong going all in essentially on crypto. It's still the idea that I think everyone's getting stuck in this trap. And I even said it over here on Twitter. I said everyone is assuming the BlackRock ETF gets approved because of their reputation. The biggest slap in the face to retail is a denial and a significant market crash. Not saying it happens, but everyone is getting a bit too comfortable with the wave of ETF filings recently. And although, yes, this has been my thought process, everyone, is so damn bullish right now in this market. And I'm just I don't understand why. We have seen news headline articles like this in the past, and guess what? It sold off. So I'm not saying that, go out and sell your assets and, wait for lower. No, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some stable coins on the sidelines with some deep low buy orders in place just in case we do get a significant market crash. And I'm not saying that we are going to, I'm just saying we should be prepared for anything to happen. I'm still extremely bullish on crypto this year. I just think that with all of these major headline articles around these ETFs, I just don't see how these are very bullish. Again, the herd gets extremely bullish on this type of news, but if you follow the herd, we already know what happens, right? So make sure that you are aware of these headline articles, and you're aware of where we are at right now in the market. The time to really be bullish was, I gotta say, and I hate to be that guy, but the time to be bullish on this market was like right around FTX. I think like right around FTX into December of 2022. That was the time to be buying. Right now, we are still at a good point on some of these altcoins, but I still think that we are going to go lower on altcoins. But I might be wrong, right? I can be wrong. But one thing about these ETFs that I've been warning about is the idea of the traditional players taking over. Michael Ruiz actually posted this, and I did agree with it. We did see how a BlackRock/World Economic Forum Bitcoin takeover might happen. Acquire control of substantial hash power through corporate miners. Acquire control of substantial Bitcoin through financial partners and ETF. Create financial instruments and derivatives that allow for retirement accounts, pension funds, and traditional finance to buy in. Pump price, create frenzy, encourage recklessness, buy the market, bust price, pull the bottom out. Boomers' retirement's gone, contagion spread everywhere, economic recession ensues. BlackRock's corporate media partners and pundits blame Bitcoin for the economic and retirement crisis or crises. Non-stop calls from Congress of regulation and bans. BlackRock and their corporate partners agreed to run a regulatory compliant chain. All exchanges and miners in the US, Canada, and EU must comply. BlackRock hedge fund happens. All the companies they own must comply and recognize new chain as the legitimate Bitcoin. The economic gravity plus hash power equates to more than 51% of network. Legacy chain suppressed, attacked, and outlawed in all types of ways. It's going to be an interesting war. And he did create another thread on this that goes more in depth on a lot of this. But, again, could this all be just speculation? 100%. This is speculation. But the thing is that this is right on par with the World Economic Forum, right? For the longest time around the XRP community, you guys already know, like, the World Economic Forum is not here for the people. They don't care about the people. They create these problems, and then they, of course, have the solution already made. And the thing about this ETF idea is, yeah, it's a great way for traditional players to come in and swoop up all of these coins. And the best thing about all of this is that this is right on par with the ETFs that have gotten passed already within the US. Did anybody even look at some of these ETFs? Like, for example, this HSBC offering around a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, it's a futures ETF. These are futures ETFs. The problem with that is 99% of the individuals that touch futures trading lose money. Futures are extremely high risk. Even a 2x Bitcoin ETF, where you are leveraged 2x, is extremely risky. You see a lot of people posting all their wins around futures trading, but it's not all fun and games. You could easily lose all your money, especially in crypto, a volatile asset class. So as we do look at this, like, yeah, I think that this is what's happening. I think that a lot of these ETFs that are coming into this market are futures ETFs. And the problem with that is that, yes, you are going to have a lot of these people buying in, jumping in, FOMOing in, just like always. And it's going to be a futures ETF. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to get liquidated. They're going to lose all their money. And then that's the best time for BlackRock and all the traditional suits to jump in and buy up Bitcoin and buy up this market low. They're going to try to wipe people out. They've been doing it forever. Why do you think that mainstream media goes against you on every single aspect? You had Jim Cramer telling you, hey, don't buy Bitcoin. He was telling you not to buy Bitcoin. Let's go back to this real quick. He was telling you not to buy Bitcoin back in December of 2022, or actually I should say at the beginning of this year, right? And even if we go back to like the beginning of this year, let me change this real quick. So let me go back around here or so. It was like down to 15, 16K. It went all the way up to about almost 30. I know on this it's wrong. It went up to about like 32K. So you would have doubled your money if you actually bought in. But Jim Cramer was telling you not to buy. He was screaming to everyone, hey, go buy this stock, go buy that stock. And most of the stocks, well, they're down, 70, 80, 90%. He was telling you about banker stocks. Guess where the banker stocks went? Oh, yeah, that's right. They plummeted to zero. It's a big problem, right? But also, if we do look at a few things happening around the space, specifically regulations and things like that, actually Circle, they just talked a little bit about Hong Kong. They said that they're keeping a close eye on emerging crypto markets in Asia, especially Hong Kong. And even Jeremy Allaire highlighted enormous demand for stablecoins in the region. The HK, or Hong Kong, recently approved retail crypto trading and aims to establish itself as a significant center for digital assets and stablecoins. Allaire suggests that Hong Kong's regulatory developments may reflect how the markets will grow in Greater China. Circle secured a major payment institution license in Singapore, so did Ripple, enabling the company to distribute USDC more fully in the region. Allaire sees markets like Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, UAE, Paris, London, and the US developing in parallel. And it's pretty interesting, yeah, like if we look at some of these areas, for an example, Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, the UAE, Paris, London, these are some big areas that Ripple has also been trying to expand into in the last couple of years, and have been as well. The UAE, a big one. London, a huge one. Singapore, Hong Kong. These are big areas. Then, of course, he does mention the US, developing in parallel. I don't know how much I believe that, simply because of the US regulatory chokehold that is happening within the US. But it will definitely be interesting. We do see regulatory outlook for stablecoins. Countries worldwide are pushing for regulations. Allaire believes that fiat-linked digital currencies are about to become a part of the mainstream global financial system. Allaire envisions a full reserve model for stablecoins with a mix of cash and short-duration treasury bills. He claims that if you have that foundation as the asset base, you'll actually have the safest fiat digital instruments in the world. SEC and stablecoins. Allaire is confident that the USDC will remain outside the US Securities and Exchange Commission's purview, arguing that payment tokens like USDC clearly are not going to be subject to the SEC oversight. Wonder if he has any sort of inside information on that. And then, of course, last but not least, we did see Chris Giancarlo. If you guys don't know, this is the former CFTC chairman, saying greetings from Tokyo, where headline in Japan Times says exactly what I'm hearing across APAC. Or the APAC region. US official policy on crypto, and here we have crypto tumult in US, maybe boon for Japan. So yeah, it could be very beneficial for these areas that want to get ahead of the US. And I think that this is pretty significant to mention, because even Brian Armstrong quoted this and said the US is squandering an early lead, in part because SBF embarrassed some politicians and regulators who now want to look tough on crypto. Pretty much everyone else has moved on, though, and FTX is not really discussed in the UK, UAE, etc. The way to solve it is just get sensible regulations in place so consumers are protected and these issues will stop happening. And the big thing to me is, like, I think that this SEC lawsuit has been just all noise. I've talked about it. I just recently made a video on it as well. Like, Ripple and XRP have been expanding rapidly ever since this lawsuit even happened. To me personally, as we look at this lawsuit, whether it be, it's coming to an end or not, I don't really care about it, because what I care about is what's happening behind the scenes with some of the big giants like the IMF, the BIS, the World Bank, you name it. These are organizations that are moving extremely fast on crypto and crypto regulations, regulatory frameworks globally, a harmonized approach. So to me, like, the SEC, they're not going to give regulations to the US. They're not going to be the ones to bring in regulations. They can look tough, they could act tough, but at the end of the day, it's either Congress or we're going to have this global harmonized approach from the FSB, instructed by the G20 with the BIS and the IMF. So, as we do look at this, like, yeah, I think that it's great that all of these areas are moving very fast on crypto, and they want to become crypto hubs, because it really does back the US into a corner. And either way, we know that the US will at some point in time have to adopt and accept crypto. And it's not because they have a choice. It's not because of anything like that. It's because of what's happening outside of the US. And in my opinion, yeah, it's forcing them to not have a choice on crypto. They will either, one, innovate with crypto, or they will fall greatly behind. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. As it was up to you all, have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.